So I am new to the YouTube platform and wanted to make some videos over here like y'all see me make other videos on other platforms. So let's jump right into it of what I basically do. Let's start talking about this Osprey flight that went down in Japan on the 29th at 2:30 p.m. their time. So the most up-to-date information for November 30th is that Japan's Coast Guard went out there, they found some material that was floating around, and they've also stopped Osprey flights that are flying around in Japan right now. There is one flight they are allowing to fly around due to it is trying to find this one Osprey that went down into the waters. So when I first started seeing this flight show up, I went to the time of when it happened, and I was looking for helicopters that was in this area and eventually found what I believed was the helicopter. Now, as you see here, it comes across the land, and then it will even pick up a little bit into here later because it loses tracking. Due to the possibility that the transponder was turned off, but that it cuts off and then it comes back on for a little while and then it never comes back. Now, what they are saying is that it came down here to this island and it sadly crashed in there. Now, they don't know exactly what the cause is. There's speculation that it deals with mechanical issues due to the history, but let me just put this into motion for you. Now, again, this is something that I normally cover during my lives. So I sat here and I seen that this flight took off. I put it into play and I see where it's going. Now, one of the things that I was checking on was the altitude to see if there was any trouble in that I could see. Now, I didn't see anything. They are speculating that this has happened due to maintenance issues and things like that is going on. I have heard one that said that it was an engine failure on one of the sides. Not sure if that's true or not, but I sat here and I watched this thing tracking across and I seen what the altitude was. Now you'll sit here and you'll see it, it'll go up to about 310 and then it goes off of the map. So we'll just go ahead and speed that up just a little bit. And here it is, you see it. This is when it starts to have where the first time the transponder turns off, and you see how it's doing of it being tracked. So now you have where the transponder came back on and it's moving through. You're seeing it go through this area here. Again, I'm looking at the altitude. This time it has dropped down to 7,200 feet. And you see it there. The last one drops to 4,900 feet down to 4,750 feet is what it ends up dropping at. Now, when I first saw this, I was thinking, this is about where it goes to, because this is where it ends up cutting off at again. And this is the last time that you're able to see it. But one other thing that I did is I looked up the registration number here off of this program because I was curious to make sure that this was the Osprey. I understand that it's listed as a CV-22B Osprey. At the time of when this happened that night, I only knew that it was an Osprey. But so when I clicked this and I saw the registration, and I seen this image, I was like, might need to do a little bit more homework. And so what I did is I went over to another website right here, and you see sure enough where it is properly listed here. And then another thing that I did is I went over to this website and confirmed it. This is exactly what I'm looking at. This is exactly the flight that went down as the story that it told me. Now, at the time, I was not sure of what was the cause of this going down in Japan. So what I did is I came to this and I turned on my wind barbs. I put in roughly around the feet that it was flying in, and I changed them back and forth, and you'll see how I do this. But so I go into the area and I'm sitting here looking at the wind, seeing that it's 35 knots. up to 50 knots, but it's not enough to be causing a lot of disturbance, is what I was looking for. Something that would be spiraling, throwing different wind directions, seeing if maybe that was the cause. As you see here, this is all pretty much good for someone who knows how to fly, should be able to handle these winds completely fine. Now, one other thing that takes place is in America, I'm able to sit here and turn on this other stuff for turbulence, icing, and a few other things, and see if there's anything that's causing a problem with why a flight would go down. Now, the one in Japan, as you see, it doesn't tell me that type of stuff. So I can only go off of just the wind and guess around at things. But yes, so I knew though that the wind was not the problem in this. So then I went over to another program that showed me the maintenance records, and that's where I seen that it did have some work, but that doesn't mean that, hey, that's what caused it. So, but it could have been, and as we keep seeing the reports come out with this, sure enough, it does look like that is what happened to it. We'll find out once they recover it all. Also, one person sadly did lose their life. They're still looking for the other people that are on this flight. So it's just all speculation right now until they come out and give an official statement. But anyhow, I just would like to introduce myself to this platform, see what people like about this, see if anybody has any tips that I can do. But if you like what I do, please make sure that you like, subscribe, all that fun stuff. And if you want to get notifications when I go live, make sure that you hit the bell next to where you subscribe to me. If you do that, then it should sit there and notify you when I do go live. Everybody take care. God bless. Thanks for listening in.